Hello everyone and welcome to Chutes and Ladders, a weekly podcast about all things wrestling from WWE to other promotions around the world. My name is Justin, that's Nick.
Sup?
The champ, and that's Joe.
Hello.
The Jeff. And we are Dirty Laundry, and welcome to Chutes and Ladders. So, pretty much what we're going to do here, like on every podcast, we're going to run down SmackDown and Raw, but there's a little bit of a twist here because Hell in a Cell was on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to run down that too. So I guess this is probably, it might be a little bit longer, it might not. Let's get started, Nick.
All right, let's get going.
How was HIAC?
You know what? Like, from first impressions, I thought it was, like, okay. Second impressions, I was like, all right, you know what? It wasn't too bad because every match...
How many times did you watch this?
What?
How many times did you watch this thing?
Twice. But nah, the second time was just like a run-through. The first time was a run-through, sorry. Second time was like in-depth, but... It was good. It was a good pay-per-view. You can't expect every single match to be, like, amazing. So, I thought it was good. It started off with the kickoff show, and that was the Cruiserweights. Cedric Alexander, Lince Dorado, and Sin Cara versus Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and Arya Daivari. So hard to say that name.
Which would be cool if we didn't see that every week on Raw.
Yeah, would be cool. The thing I liked about that was that Cedric Alexander picked up the pin. So, I think that gives him a push and adds another element into this TJ Perkins, Brian Kendrick feud. So he could probably fight for the belt soon. And I guess we'll just move on because the match was really nothing crazy.
There's another Cruiserweight match.
This was one of my favorite parts. It was the New Day interview with Tom Phillips.
That was very funny.
The best thing. They were just roasting Phillips, his attire. The crowd was into it, whatever. It was great.
Everything New Day is great.
Yeah, everything New Day is great. So they just had that little interview going on. Then we finally start off with the show, the real show. And it started with Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
So the first match of Hell in a Cell was in the Hell in a Cell.
In the Hell in a Cell, Rusev versus Roman Reigns. The thing I need to say about this is that I said that this match was going to steal the show. And I thought it should have stole the show. They're two big powerhouses inside a Hell in a Cell. It just, the equation is barbaric. It's going to be barbaric. There's going to be blood. There's going to be people flying everywhere. And it wasn't that at all.
It was very slow, actually.
Very slow match. Very lazy. And
I don't think it was bad.
Very disappointing.
I definitely don't think it was bad.
It wasn't bad, but it was just very disappointing, especially to start off Hell in a Cell. Start off the pay-per-view. Everybody was just out of it already. It was a slow match. It was lazy. And that's really what I have to say about that match.
Well, before we continue on, I still stand by my thing. I don't know if I said it on the podcast last week, but I have been saying it. I think everyone's been saying it. 3 Hell in a Cell matches, stupid. It kills the gimmick for me.
It does kill the gimmick.
Like, you wait to see the Hell in a Cell. Like, it should be the main event. It should be the only one. The reason why the Cell is even there is because the feud is so bad that they literally need to be settled in a Hell in a Cell. And Rusev and Roman, I can see that being settled there. Sasha and Charlotte, I could see that being settled there. And Seth and Kevin, I can see that being settled there. The problem is, I didn't want to see them all being settled there on the same show.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, so you pretty much hit it on the head there. The match was lackluster. Nothing much to say about it.
Yeah, it was really Roman picks up the win.
Yeah. So next match was... Oh, did I not say that?
No.
Oh, yeah, Roman picked up the win. Whatever. Obviously. Rusev's not going to take the belt back.
I mean...
Not off Roman that easily.
No.
Next match was Bayley versus Dana Brooke. And...
Pissed.
No, actually, I'm not pissed about this because she needed this.
I'm not pissed about the results, but I'm just pissed that the match even happened.
Yeah. Pissed about the match even happened. But since it happened and she got the win, I think it was good.
No,
Bayley
I definitely
needed that.
I definitely think it was great. It was amazing that Bayley picked up the win. The problem is, I think that every time Bayley and Dana Brooke lock up, I feel like that it's really awkward, and I don't know why. It just feels awkward to me. It's like they're very different.
I do agree prior to this match, but this match, Bayley had some great sells. She was selling her injury really well.
Oh, Bayley's great.
Yeah, Bayley's great.
Dana Brooke is good too. I just don't think they mesh well together.
No, they don't. But Bayley carried the match. Bayley got the pin, and it was well needed for Bayley. But I'll talk about Bayley coming up on Raw. So we'll skip that for now. Next was Jericho putting Foley on the list, which you have to talk about because it's happened already, twice, 3 times, and it's still great.
No, the entire... Didn't the list start with everything wrong? Like everything about Mick Foley that's wrong, and then he was like, "That's it. I'm making a." It was with the New Day and the club and Enzo and Cass, and he was like, "That's it. I'm making a new list, and you're all on it."
It's great. It was just such a short segment, and it was great. Next was
fantastic.
the Club versus Enzo and Big Cass. Yeah, definitely. They needed that.
Finally, the
Tired of
Club
seeing
wins.
this match, though.
So am I.
Too many times.
So am I, and you're going to see it some more.
Probably.
But it was solid.
I thought it was a good match. They always put on good matches, but the thing is, it's just like, I don't care.
It's overplayed.
It's very overplayed, but the Club picked up the win.
They picked up the win.
Which is shocking.
It really is shocking. I just want to say that this match was one of the more solid matches, especially to start off the show. It was pretty lackluster. Like, the whole beginning was just like, and then they put actually a good match on, which I'm surprised because Enzo really doesn't wrestle well. The Club, obviously, one of the best tag teams ever.
Yeah,
I can't say that.
I think
they're up there.
Well, I think that entire faction in general is
they're up there.
Probably
they're
one of
up
the best
there.
factions of all time.
But everybody
One
put
of
on a
them
good
didn't say the
show.
best,
It was
said
back
one.
and forth. It was a great match, and it was well needed for the Club to pick up the victory because Enzo and Cass don't need to win another match ever, and they'll still be over.
Yep, they can literally lose every single match, like, for the rest of their career, and they'd still be over.
Right. So now the mid spot, which is my favorite spot of any pay-per-view. It always produces the best matches. As you can see on SummerSlam was AJ Styles versus John Cena.
Oh, it was one of the best matches of all time.
SummerSlam before that, it was John Cena versus Rollins. And this mid-card spot is meant for this type of match that KO and Rollins put on. A really, 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 really great match.
I thought it was fantastic, and I especially love that Chris Jericho was involved.
Yeah. So I have a couple points that I just want to hit on this match because you need to talk about it. It was tied with Charlotte and Sasha's match, which we'll get to later.
I thought this was better.
Yeah, it's close. They were clearly the two best matches, though.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I just thought this one was better.
Let's see what I have to say about this. Yeah. So there were the right moments at the right time. That's what I put down here. And this match was consistently good. It wasn't like, or it wasn't a spot fest. It was consistently good wrestling. Everybody had their moments. Jericho even had a couple moments. I love when Rollins powerbombed KO to the two tables.
Yeah,
I think that
awesome.
was one of the best things ever.
And it was such... I forgot what podcast I was watching. It might have been It wasn't JR. It was somebody. That, I've never seen anything like that before. Not the two tables, that's whatever. It was the way the tables were set up.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was literally in between the ring and the cell.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, it was the table, if you didn't watch it, you should. The table was flat, and then the table on top of it was slanted, balanced against the ring and the cell, and he powerbombed him over the rope through both of the tables, and it was fucking awesome.
Sounds sick.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Then Jericho interferes, and it was pretty much a handicap match, in which I liked.
The Key of Jericho.
Yeah, the Key of Jericho.
Which was great.
Because the reason why I liked it was a handicap match, because it preserves Rollins, which they need right now. They need Rollins not to get buried. And it also shows how great of heels KO and Jericho could really be.
And the entire feud was a handicap feud anyway.
Yeah, it was a handicap feud. But everybody had their moments. Like I said, Rollins got protected being in a handicap match. KO does the pop-up powerbomb through two chairs, I think. Yeah, it was two chairs.
It was two chairs.
And then Jericho
chairs
gives
were
him...
set up across from each other.
Yeah, and then Jericho gives him a code breaker just at the end, just for shits and gigs.
Just for good measure.
Yeah.
So also the thing I like about this too is that I thought this is where Jericho and Owens were going to turn on each other, but it is not, and I'm glad because I still want to see more of this because I think they didn't reach their full potential yet of what they can do with this friendship, in quotes, and what they can build up to the feud at Mania. And I think they need to continue going with this until maybe 2 months before WrestleMania, and then they turn them. They turn one of them heel, and it has to be Jericho.
Yeah, I see that, but it's still a long
Jericho's here
time.
anyway.
It's still a long, long time till Mania.
It is a long time, but the thing is, like, we always talk about how...
I can see a screwing happening at the Rumble. I think that's where everything's going to go down because the Rumble's in January. That's 2 months away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
1 or 2 months.
Yeah. I could see that happening right there. And
Mania's in April, right?
Yeah.
So you have 2 months away. That would be perfect.
Yeah. It would
that's
be good.
Because we always talk about how the feuds don't... It's not that they don't last long enough. It's that they're pay-per-view to pay-per-view. And this is... It's not the feuds. Storylines don't last long enough because they always last pay-per-view to pay-per-view. Now, this is one of those storylines that I want to last more than pay-per-view to pay-per-view, and so far it has.
It has been lasting, and it has been good.
It's been great. I think if it outlasts Survivor Series, and then is that in November, Survivor Series? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So then it outlasts whatever's in December.
TLC.
And then TLC, right? Yeah.
Just
and then
SmackDown one.
well, what's the Raw one though?
No. There's no Raw one because SmackDown didn't have one, right?
Yeah, SmackDown doesn't have one this month because of Survivor
no,
Series.
Yeah, SmackDown doesn't have one this month because of Survivor Series.
But
and then
Raw doesn't have one this month because of Survivor Series 2.
no, Raw had Hell in a Cell.
That wasn't in November.
That was in October.
It was in October.
I don't know. We'll see. It's weird.
We'll look it up
The
after,
schedule
but-
is weird.
Yeah, but anyway, so if it lasts, so let's say it lasts Survivor Series and then lasts the next pay-per-view after that, if there is a Raw one, and then we have,
No, it's going to be this.
and then we have the Rumble, which is exactly what we're talking about.
Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, TLC, the Rumble. That's how it is.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure there's a Raw pay-per-view in there somewhere.
There might be, but
They wouldn't go an entire month without having a pay-per-view for Raw.
SmackDown did.
Yeah, but it's Survivor Series is still a SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's still whatever.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, we'll get to it. All right,
We could just
so-
easily look this up.
Yeah, we can. Next match was T.J. Perkins versus Brian Kendrick, and you know what? It didn't live up to the hype. It was a decent match. The reason why I thought it was gonna be way more hype is because T.J. Perkins is a high flyer and he has a lot of like really really high risk moves and stuff like that. But Brian Kendrick was in control this whole match, and he's a mat wrestler. So it was a slow match, but it was still good because it shows off that Brian Kendrick is just taking control and he's being a good heel about this.
I thought the match was good.
Yeah. Did we say the KO won? Well, KO won the last one. Whatever.
Jericho
cares?
interfered. Blah blah blah.
I'm sure you guys watched it anyway.
Yeah.
But so Brian Kendrick won this match due to the captain's hook, which T.J. Perkins has tapped out. This is the second time he actually tapped out to it. I love that move. I think it's such a
cool
badass move. Yeah, it's perfect for him. It's perfect for his persona, like a perfect submission and stuff like that.
I think Brian Kendrick's awesome, and I also think T.J. Perkins is awesome.
Yeah. The point I really want to make about this feud and this belt is that this belt is going to bounce around. It's going to bounce around a lot.
Well, because they're brand new, so we don't really know
Yeah.
who the strong people are.
It's really going to bounce around, and I like that. I don't want one person holding this belt because you have so much other talent that you could utilize and stuff like that.
Problem is, we need to start seeing promos from other people. We need to start developing characters for everyone else,
and
except for these two.
Cedric's building his character, so I think it's going to be good. This belt will bounce around a lot, in which I like because it's pretty much like anything could happen at any moment. And I sort of want... No, it can't be like this. It
I
can't
like
be
the Hardcore Championship.
Yeah, I was
That's
thinking
what
the
you're talking
Hardcore
about?
Championship, but it can't.
I love that 24/7.
I would love Cedric to have the belt though.
Cedric would be a great champion, I
I
think.
also like Rich
But
Swann a
no.
lot.
But I want Kendrick to have a little run with this because he's really great, and I think that this is his last go. I think once he loses this belt and he gets his 6 months or 8 months in WWE, I think he'll be gone again. So we'll see.
I think he's a great heel. We just need to start developing characters more.
So Brian Kendrick picks up the win over T.J. Perkins.
And I actually like we talked about on the other day, the last podcast, we talked about how Kendrick was like begging Perkins for the belt, whatever, like just drop it to him, and then he actually won legit. So it kind of made it like he was sort of like bluffing, kind of
Right.
being like, oh, I forgot what the freaking word is called.
Yeah. I can't
When
think
you
of
like
it
pretend like you don't know what you're doing, then all of a
Possuming?
sudden, what?
Possum?
No,
Playing possum?
no.
No?
It's like when like you're playing cards, right? Oh, I have no idea how to
Bluffing.
play poker, and then all of a sudden, like,
Oh.
yeah, the fuck is that word?
Damn, you're right. Oh God.
It's like on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, whatever. Wait, hold on.
This is great podcast material.
Well, yeah,
right here.
fuck it.
All right, I'm gonna look it up while you talk.
Yeah, look it up. Pretty
People
much
are
like you
fucking-
Jeet him.
Yeah, people are fucking screaming
You
at their
cheat 'em.
computers right now.
So, next match, Cesaro and Sheamus versus The New Day. And Cesaro and Sheamus pick up the victory, but don't pick up the titles. Why? Why? Because Kofi Kingston had a DQ.
Which I love because the New Day are like acting like heels.
Nah, well, see, it was a boring match. It was whatever. They just want the belts. New Day don't need the belts. Neither does I'm saying Cesaro.
That's
Like
actually
fucking
there we go.
Shazam.
Boom.
They should be Cesaro. That's a good
Cesaro.
Cesaro.
name. Wow.
Cesaro.
Yeah, WWE. Pick that up.
I love how much they hate each other though.
I'm going to call them Cesaro now. So, Cesaro, that's hard to say. The point I want to make on this match is that it was a big clusterfuck. It was just people everywhere. It was short, whatever. Nobody cared about it. The DQ, waste of time. Just a setup match before one of my favorite matches of the night.
The match, like, though we've seen singles competition between them before, and it just got played out.
It's
As
always-
Justin, I think Justin said this on the last podcast. Like,
Yes, it did.
they don't need to they don't need to do this week after week if they were fighting for the belts at Hell in a Cell, because it, like, we've seen it before. Like, we're not excited for it.
We just watched the tag match last Monday.
Yeah.
We just watched it. We literally just saw it.
So nothing new happened. It was a DQ, whatever. This feud might go on. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. New Day's still great, no matter
Spoilers.
what. New Day's still great. So that was a setup match for the main event of the evening. It was Sasha Banks, the boss, coming in the Escalade or something like that.
Whatever. Yeah, it was a limo.
Escalade, limo, bullcrap, whatever. Versus the queen herself, Charlotte, coming in like a queen that she is.
Also awesome.
Love that entrance. Why these elaborate entrances at Hell in a Cell? Don't know. I guess it was the first main event that the girls ever had. So, I guess, yeah, go all out. Who cares? Whatever. Charlotte's great. That's all I have to say. No, it's not all I have to say.
That's the whole time.
The match started. It didn't start, actually. There was a skirmish in the crowd before the match that Charlotte just went at Sasha.
Before the cell dropped.
Yeah, it was great. And then the powerbomb to the announce table. Ouch.
Super botch.
Ouch. No, it wasn't really a botch. It's just the table didn't break well. And that must have hurt.
Nah, I still think it was a botch.
Nah, it can't be a botch. How could you botch a powerbomb?
Look at the way she landed on the table.
She landed on the table because her ass bone hit the table. So...
That's what I'm saying. She hit her neck because she landed weird on the table. That's why it didn't break.
The table didn't break well. Whatever, that shit had to hurt, no matter what.
Well, I think she's actually hurt, isn't she? I mean, they're saying she is. I know she's been hurt, but
she's been hurt.
Yeah, but she was fine.
It's a point I want to make after.
Okay.
But
so make it after.
This match was great. There was tables, there was chairs, there was high wrists, there was everything. It was just back and forth. Like, momentum was great. There was not a dry part of any point of this match was dry. It was total nonstop action.
Fantastic.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did see what you did there.
See what I did there?
Total nonstop action.
Yeah, TNA. Whack. But yeah, this match was amazing. Could have, you really couldn't have marked this up better.
I thought the match was fantastic, except for this. It was kind of botchy.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when high risk and girls mix.
No, but it's not. I don't know.
It wasn't botchy.
Not from Sasha and Charlotte. They're two pros. Like,
if you think about it, you're pinpointing things. You know what I mean. You're being picky now.
I'm not being picky. I don't like watching people get hurt.
Yeah, well, whatever. It was a great match. It was amazing. The belt is where it finally needs to... Not finally. The belt's where it needs to be.
No, finally. It should be in Charlotte's hands.
Well, it's been in Charlotte's hands for the longest time.
Yeah, but it should be in that for longer. She should have never lost it in the first place.
She should never lose. She should really never lose.
She should hold the record for the longest women's title ever. Yeah. Seriously.
She's amazing.
Divas, women's, it doesn't matter. The longest. She's so fucking good.
She was great. And now she's just becoming drier and drier. Her promos are getting the same. But Charlotte is just being great. She's making people hate her, in which you need to do as a heel.
Sasha was great in NXT, and she was great when she first came up. But once that whole women's revolution thing stopped, she became flat.
Yeah, she became flat. She had time off. Yeah.
I was never the biggest fan of Sasha Banks in the first place, but I just don't... I think she has potential to be as good as people say she is, but right now I don't think she's as good as people say she is.
No,
in my opinion, I really don't. And especially when you put her up against Charlotte, it's just impossible.
It was a good move. They're making Charlotte look great as she is. Oh my god, she's amazing.
I still say she's the best women's wrestler of all time.
I get just as hype as when she comes out, as when Rollins comes out, and when Jericho comes out.
Me too, because she's amazing. I think she's the best heel in the company.
Jericho. Yeah, come on.
He's just the best in the company.
Yeah, there you go. No, she's great. Charlotte's 13-0 in pay-per-views, 14-0 in single non-title matches in pay-per-views.
Yeah, she should continue that.
Yeah, so it's great. It's her first loss.
Her first loss in a pay-per-view should be against somebody fantastic.
Yeah, she can't lose. You have the streak going. You might as well just go with it. And last point, Sasha needs to take some time off and set up a big return in which that'll get her hot again. That'll get the crowd behind her. The crowd is behind her, but a big return out of nowhere when Bayley needs some help or something like this, I think Sasha should take some 2 or 3 months off. Maybe come back for the Rumble.
See, I disagree.
Or something like that. No, she needs to take... She's hurting, man.
I'm not saying that I don't think she should take some time off. I'm saying that I disagree in the way she should come back. I don't think when Bayley needs it. I think when Bayley needs it, Sasha should come back and attack Bayley. And then have a Sasha Banks-Bayley feud and make Sasha heel. Because that's the only thing they can give to Bayley right now.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see. We'll see.
In a month from now, if Sasha takes a month off and she comes back, so let's just say Sasha
more than a month.
Let's just say it's a month.
Yeah.
And because I don't know exactly how much time she actually needs, if she's actually even really hurt, but if she comes back at Survivor Series when Bayley's in trouble and attacks Bayley, that would be insane. Because then Sasha would be ridiculously over as a heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but WWE doesn't need a heel woman right now.
Yeah, they do. The only heel, like, who's the heel, like, a woman? Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Okay, you have one.
That's plenty. There's plenty for the belt.
You don't have to have feuds only for the belt.
No, yeah, I don't think Sasha should come back as a heel.
I think she should. I think Sasha's a great heel, and I don't think she's as good as a face as she is a heel.
She used to be a great heel, but now she's so over with the crowd, so
she is over, but that would just make her heel turn even crazier.
Maybe.
The more over you are the more people love you when you do something that they hate, that means that they're going to hate you even more.
I think...
Because you betrayed them.
I guess if you betrayed Bayley and she's like, goes after Bayley because Bayley's over on Charlotte, whatever. That's just a big clusterfuck right now. We'll see. She needs time off.
The women's division needs something besides Charlotte.
Yeah, and besides Charlotte and Sasha, we've seen this feud go on for a while now.
100%. Yeah. But the thing is, who else is Sasha going to fight?
There's nobody else.
Nobody, because Bayley. I don't want to see that.
I feel like SmackDown has all of the good divas right now.
Women.
Well, yeah, women. Same thing.
Yeah, because Raw has all of the good guys.
Yeah.
Literally.
We'll see what their plan is. We don't know. We can't do anything to change it.
Because the SmackDown's women's division is very fucking good. Actually, I think that's the best part of the show.
So overall, what do you guys think of Hell in a Cell? Yes, no, yay, nay?
Give it a 7.
I give it a 7 because I didn't really watch it.
So how could you give it a 7?
Because
you just...
The results.
Yeah,
I give it a 7. I think it was a pretty good show. I think there are some of the matches could have been better, but there was nothing bad about the show. That's why I give it a 7.
Yeah, I give it like an 8. I'll give it an 8. Because we haven't been seeing anything good lately. So that was decent for me. They had a bunch of great matches, bunch of So I'll just give it an 8. Because those really good matches were just amazing.
Solid.
Okay, so let's get into Raw. Whew. Monday Night Raw.
Nick's taking a lot this week.
Yeah, 3 hours of it. So much hours. So Goldberg starts off the show. Thank you. That's what I needed. If it was anything else but Goldberg or Jericho, I would have been like, okay, maybe I'm not going to watch this week. But Goldberg comes out. He does his entrance, and it still gets me fired up. It still gets me pumped the fuck
fucking
up.
Goldberg. How
it is
not?
The best entrance ever. It's like just as good as The Undertaker's, I think, just because it's so new right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
but
it's just so new right now. It's getting me hyped. He's looking great. So he comes out. Then Paul Heyman comes out. And Paul Heyman does something that I haven't seen ever. That was great. He calls. He's like, all right, you don't think I wouldn't bring the Beast with me or something like that? Then the Beast music comes out. And no Brock Lesnar. It was fantastic. It is probably the best heel move you could do as Paul Heyman. That got everyone pissed. I was pissed. I was like, oh, the Beast is here.
It was sick.
And no Beast, just Rusev.
It was awesome. I'm so happy about that.
Even better that Rusev came out because everyone's like, oh no, made him more hateful or hated.
Yeah, and then he just got squashed.
Yeah. So I love that. A great way to turn Brock heel, just so it's not a face versus face, in which it should be, but whatever. Heel, face, no one cares.
What was I going to say? Why can't I think of words anymore?
All right, so...
What the fuck is his finishing move?
The jackhammer?
Yeah, thank you. The jackhammer. The jackhammer on Rusev was sick.
It was great.
And the spear on Heyman was sicker.
It's great. Definitely great.
Loved it.
The thing I want to point out was one of my favorite things of this whole segment was that Rusev said, "Who do you think you are?" And off the mic, you hear Goldberg say, "I'm Goldberg boy." It was great.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it was great. You should rewatch it because he's like,
I'm
"I'm Goldberg boy." Yeah, it's sick.
That's awesome.
He is so badass, and he had a commercial on ESPN, which is great. He was like a clerk at the ESPN office, and people were coming up to him and like giving him like products, whatever, to ring up, and he would like ring it up and be like, "Next." It was great. And then at the last one, he's like, "Who's next?" It was great. So, next thing, the club and Enzo and Cass come out to a fucking Halloween Toy Story bullshit ass.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny, but you don't need to make them a joke. You could like leave that for like Bo Dallas or something like that.
No, I'm not talking about the club. I'm talking about Enzo.
Oh no, Enzo and Cass were great with the outfits.
I thought it was hysterical.
Toy Story, they love
it. Was so funny.
Yeah, it was great. But the match was
just... toys in the room. It was
so funny. But the match was just weird. The Halloween match. The only thing I liked about it is when Enzo threw pumpkins at the club. Yeah. It was great. It was so funny. And the pie to the face.
Listen, it was pretty much just a no-holds-barred match. But you know what the problem is?
And candy.
You know what the problem is, ladies and gentlemen? How does the club win at Hell in a Cell and then lose the next night on Raw to the same people they keep losing to?
Drink Clorox now.
Why?
That's what I have to do. Yeah, it's stupid.
Enough. You know what? I don't even want to talk about... You know what? Until the club starts winning, I'm not talking about them anymore.
Yeah, no reason why they should have lost, especially clean. Oh, God. It's so dumb. Why even book them again? No one cares. We've seen it so many times.
We've seen all these matches so many times.
It's so repetitive. WWE is getting really repetitive, like it's always been.
Once again, I'm not speaking about the club until they start winning.
Whatever. So, Raw started off good. Then I guess it was funny with the comedy thing there. Then this is something I really liked. This TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick title match already. I liked it.
Me too. I loved it, actually.
I really did like it.
I especially loved the way it ended.
I agreed with it.
Because Brian Kendrick gave himself a DQ.
Which is a very heel thing to do.
The best heel thing. The heel moves are great. All these heels are being great right now. They're doing
They're going back to basics right now.
The perfect thing. And then TJ Perkins comes out and beats the crap out of him, gives him a knee bar. Perfect.
And he taps out.
Yes.
Outside of the match because it was over.
Yeah, so...
And Perkins let go.
This feud should go on a little bit longer and then throw everybody into the mix.
I don't know. I think it should keep going on.
Yeah, I like the feud. I like Kendrick as
I love the cruiserweights.
Yeah, I love.
Me too, but you know what the problem is, which we're going to talk about in a little bit again. 6-man tag team matches with the cruiserweights, and none of them have any personality whatsoever that we know about because they're not allowed to show it off.
It's a clusterfuck.
It's annoying.
So, it's good. Brian Kendrick's still the champion after that match because he gave himself a DQ.
I think that's great.
Braun Strowman, great. This is a great segment.
Yes, it was.
Finally. Oh no, we can't talk about this yet. All he says was, I want to be a part of Team Raw. Foley's like, oh, you want to be a part of Team Raw? Then you have to earn it. Great. Because finally he needs to earn something. It shows that everything he's done until here...
Makes sense.
...has been nothing.
Yeah, but it makes sense now. Because Foley's literally been like, all right, you've been beating
these dollars. Doing nothing, yeah.
Which is cool.
It makes sense, and finally it shows that he has to earn something. So all he's been doing is doing nothing. Whatever. Let's see if he earns it in a Battle Royal match coming up. For the last spot on Team Raw. Or a spot. Whatever.
I don't think it's the last spot.
Yeah, because there's one still that's not there. So, next part was KO and Jericho. And the only thing I want to say about this is when I forgot what word he said after, but he said stinky something, and I was crying. I don't know why. He puts anything over. He just said literally stinky something, and he just outshines KO.
When he said the key of Jericho...
The key of lock it in, man.
And then he goes, lock it in, man. I was dying. I was peeing myself, literally.
I love when he says, you dig.
Yeah, and then... Oh my god, it was so good. And then later in the show, they're both talking about it, and they say something, and they're about to say it, and they both point to each other like it. Yeah. It was great. Oh god, it was so great.
During the segment, Roman Reigns comes out, and he's like, "Why are you mad?" Some crap like this, and then Roman Reigns goes, "You look like SpongeBob and Patrick," and Jericho makes the craziest face, and then does the Patrick Star. He extends his arms out and his legs to look like Patrick, and it is the funniest thing ever. It's amazing. He is so good. Why is he so good? I have no clue.
In my opinion, this is the best Roman Reigns promo we've seen in a long time because then he says this. He says, so Jericho goes, "Where's your costume, Roman?" And then Roman's like, "Where's my costume?" He goes, "I was going to go as a stupid idiot, but they ran out of Chris Jericho costumes." And the look on Chris Jericho's face was crazy. It was literally like he just watched someone run over a cat.
Yeah. It was great. And that set up Jericho Roman Reigns US title match, which you know what is interesting. It's something I want to see. I was actually like, wow, Jericho might win. So
I was kind of hoping he did.
Yeah, that would
have been awesome. Yeah, it wouldn't have made much sense, but it would have been awesome.
So then after that, they have some stupid little segment. I think it's later on in the show, and Jericho's like, "So if I win that championship, we can call it the Canadian Championship."
Yeah,
and that's the segment where they both did the
it thing. Yeah,
so it was good. Next was the Battle Royal to see who's a spot on Team Raw. Braun Strowman annihilated it.
Thought I would hate it. Absolutely loved it.
Loved it. Perfect. Obvious
Battle Royal,
but perfect.
I don't like Battle Royals because they just take away from the Royal Rumble, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love this because Braun Strowman, like you said, annihilated.
And that's what he needed to do. It finally makes him elite.
And it also continues the Sami Zayn.
Yeah, right. So you preserve something and makes him elite. Really good. Next was Cruiserweight Classic, 6-man tag. No one cares.
No one cares.
Not even gonna talk about
Enough of it. Bullshit.
Same shit, yeah.
No one cares. Continue.
Next was Charlotte, who makes her same entrance.
Lit.
As Hell in a Cell.
Great.
It was lit.
Great entrance.
She's the queen. She is the best. That's pretty much... We've talked about so much Charlotte. She's the best.
I love her.
Yeah, she makes you hate her. Then Bayley came out, right? I'm pretty sure. Or something like that.
Yeah. Bayley did come out.
Yeah, Bayley came out. Oh, no, yeah. Bayley came out. And her promo, she was just dry, I feel like. Whatever. I really don't
She's been dry because she doesn't... It's not that she doesn't deserve a spot on Raw because she does, but they don't know what to do with her.
Oh, yeah, so Bayley does come out, and then that sets up a Nia Jax versus Bayley match.
And Bayley gets fucked
up. Why? Why do you just give Bayley a win and then job her out to Nia Jax? Like, Nia Jax is big and fat and whatever.
Same reason why Enzo and Cass keep beating you-know-who.
Yeah.
Even
the club.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying their names until they win. Too sweet.
The thing is, she needed that win. Bayley needed that win because that would have gave her momentum, and she could have been rolling, especially if Sasha needs some time off. So now if Bayley does get into this feud with Charlotte or something like this, it's going to be dull. It's going to be boring because Bayley just lost to Nia Jax.
The way Bayley gets better is when Sasha Banks comes back and Sasha attacks Bayley, and then Bayley becomes more
WWE,
loved than she already is.
If you ever listen to this, can you just start writing backwards? That might help you. Start with a thing that's going to end. Like, Bayley the champion, and then write backwards.
Yeah, that could actually work.
Yeah, that could actually work for you guys.
Because right now it literally feels like we want a Bayley Charlotte feud, and let's roll the dice and see where that goes.
Yeah, seriously,
start planning shit ahead of time.
You have to stop writing 2 hours before. I listen to all these podcasts with wrestlers like Jericho and Finn and all this stuff, and they just say that they find out an hour before their match.
Yeah. They're like,
That's
I didn't know that.
No timing.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't know I was going to put them over until 10 minutes before I walked out.
Sit there and develop stuff. Develop things. Make them great and make sense. This doesn't make sense.
Make wrestling great again.
Yes. Oh, so here is when the Jericho and KO have that... Oh, wait, Nia Jax wins. We said that. Whatever.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. Y2J and KO have that little segment, that it and the Canadian title. Funny.
Love it.
Then... the last match of the night, which was good. I liked every part of this match and what came after, just because of one solid frame in the camera, which I'll talk about. So this is the Roman Reigns versus Jericho U.S. title match.
Also loved it.
I love the pop of the crowd, and I love the let's go Roman, let's go Jericho, whatever, that back and forth the AJ Styles John Cena thing. And it was good because the crowd loves Roman, the crowd loves Jericho. Whoever doesn't like Roman's going to go for Jericho. Whoever doesn't like Jericho is going to go for Roman. It's 50-50.
And they should all die and go to hell.
Good stuff, because this shows that they are the top 2 or 3 guys on the show.
100%.
Top 4. We'll say top 4, and nobody can argue that.
Like I said, I love Roman in this spot.
These guys are getting... Roman Reigns and Jericho are getting the bigger pops than KO and Rollins. So this was a perfectly booked match, and even the ending, in which... that there was a pop-up code breaker to Roman Reigns.
It was sick.
It was great. Then Rollins comes out and starts messing up KO, starts messing up Jericho, and it ended with Roman Reigns and Rollins in the same ring, in which we had so much of, but now I loved it.
Because now Rollins is a face,
both faces.
and they're both faces.
Yeah, so they can go, oh man, I love the Shield, so we'll see if the Shield ever comes back.
They literally looked at each other and kind of just nodded to each other and was like, this is okay. Yeah. And then that was it.
It's so good. It's so good how far they both came, and even Dean, they're just great. They really carried this company and really helped it out for the longest time, so we'll see where that goes. And now it concluded Raw. Raw was Raw. That's all I have to say about Raw.
I thought Raw was great this week, actually. I'm going to give that an 8. I think that's my highest score ever so far.
I can give that a 7. It was
No, I think SmackDown was higher.
Yeah, it was
I think this is the best Raw in a long time.
It was very good Raw.
The thing is...
except for you-know-who.
It was watchable.
The club.
Yeah.
It was watchable. They booked it in a good way. They booked good stuff, and then the and then good stuff, and then the and then the good stuff. That's what you have to do.
I don't think there were many moments, except for really the Bayley thing and the Enzo and Cass versus the you-know-who thing.
The club.
That really kind of, was whatever.
Right. So that was the end of Raw. And Justin, I'm going to bring it over to you because I cannot talk any longer.
Okay. Ahem. So let's talk about SmackDown. Talking Smack. So me and Nick have a little bit of a cool thing here. So me and Nick went to SmackDown yesterday, and at like 2 hours before we found out we were going to SmackDown, this kid was like, "Hey, I got 2 tickets. You guys want them?" We were like, "Fuck yeah!"
Floor seats,
and then that's it. Floor sleets.
And
That's what we got.
Joe wasn't invited. No, we just didn't have enough tickets.
You can read the text message. I literally said, "Is there an extra ticket for Joe?" And Nick said, "No."
Yeah.
And no.
Hashtag.
Anyway, so show starts off. We have a couple stories here, actually.
Let me say the stories.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about it after.
Why can't we just bring it up now?
Because it happened after. We have to go in chronological order here.
I don't know
it happened after the show.
Did it happen? No, there was 3 points of when this happened.
Yeah, so we can discuss as the points are going.
All right, cool.
Grish.
Show starts off. James Ellsworth apologizing to Dean Ambrose in the middle of the ring.
Team Jeff Bros.
It was great. Loved it. Loved it. A lot, actually. Then AJ comes out. He's like, "Hey, you shouldn't be apologizing to him, whatever. You should be apologizing to me." Hey, kitty. But this is where I want to talk about AJ Styles here. Okay, so let's talk about AJ for a minute.
Love AJ.
By far the best thing on SmackDown. 100%.
Definitely. Besides Ellsworth.
No. James Ellsworth is not better than AJ Styles.
He's not better, but he's getting the pop.
Bro, come on, Nick. You were freaking abusing James Ellsworth all day yesterday.
I hate James
Literally
Ellsworth.
abusing him.
I hate him.
So how can you say he's the best if you hate him?
I love the Cinderella
story. He's the
story.
most over on SmackDown right now. Him and AJ are the most over on SmackDown.
It's true.
No,
It's definitely true.
I agree with
true.
that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
but that
saying.
doesn't...
I'm not saying he's great. I'm just saying he's the most over.
I mean, I love him. So I've said I
don't
loved him
like
from the
him, but
beginning.
he's over.
Anyway.
No chin music.
So AJ comes out, and we're all going nuts. And the entire crowd is chanting AJ Styles. The entire crowd. There's not one person who wasn't. Huge fucking pop for AJ. Which, the last time we went to SmackDown, our section was the only ones even chanting AJ. Everybody else was
Philadelphia
chanting
was horrible crowd.
It was horrible.
No offense to the Philadelphians.
They just didn't... Philadelphia, like they're a different race. They are. No, it's just they don't like heels in Philadelphia, apparently. And in Jersey, Dirty Jersey, as if I live there, they love heels.
Gino sucks.
Yeah, Gino's does suck. Anyway, so AJ, being the absolute 100% professional that he is, comes out and does the heelest thing, the most heel thing I've heard in a while from somebody, because they completely don't break character whatsoever. Anybody else would like sit in, bask it in, everyone's talking. He comes out and says, yeah, I know who I am, shut up, I'm trying to talk.
It's the best.
It was awesome. It was so fucking cool. Like, oh my god, I love AJ Styles so much. And
he has so much style.
That he does. Not really. He has soccer mom hair. But seriously, yo, I'm telling you, it was so good. It was so good. Anyway, so that's my AJ Styles rant. I think he's fantastic. So whatever. What else happened? Oh yeah, so Styles says you owe me your entire career. Then we move on to Randy Orton versus Kane in a no disqualification match. The match sucked. It was ridiculous. Orton wins.
What do I have to say to that match?
Yeah, there you go.
God.
Wait. Here it is.
What the hell?
So apparently Joe thinks that that's shit.
Jesus, those are real.
Anyway. Now I just lost my train of thought completely. Oh, so Orton does his Orton thing at the turnbuckle when Bray goes on the side and does his thing. And
follow the buzzards.
Luke Harper just kind of stands there and does Luke Harper's thing. But that was after like a segment where Luke Harper did his little clothesline. Bray does Orton does an RKO, then he does a clothesline, and then Bray does Sister Abigail, and it was really cool. So that's cool. That was actually really good. Now, Alexa Bliss and Carmella versus Becky Lynch and Nikki. Now, we were there. I think this was during a commercial, but there was a weird-ass Baron Corbin promo in the middle of Nikki Bella's entrance.
Right.
And I'm not really exactly sure, because I didn't watch it on TV. But I'm hoping someone can tell me what that actually was, if you guys saw that on TV. Because Nikki Bella's entrance literally just stopped. It literally stopped dead in its tracks, and there was a Baron Corbin promo. And it was the Baron Corbin promo was actually cool, but it was so fucking weird where the placement of it, I don't know.
It was really cool with the motorcycle. It made him look badass.
I thought it was bad. I mean, Baron Corbin is a badass, but like, I thought it was really cool, but it was. I hope it was during a commercial. Like, I hope that's what happened.
Didn't they put Baron Corbin on Team SmackDown?
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
Okay.
That solidifies him as an elite on SmackDown, which, you know what? We need to see it. Can't judge.
I don't think Baron Corbin's bad. I just hate Jack Swagger. So anyway, so at this point in time, we watched the entrances, and then me and Nick said fuck it, and we went to walk around.
Yes, in which I'll take the reins here.
Okay,
take the reins here.
The Roman Reigns.
While you take the reins, I'm gonna go bump myself.
Okay, do that. So, I'm really not known, but what I do at wrestling events is I get bored during the women's matches, and I try to find ways to get backstage, in which I've successfully done it about 3 or 4 times.
He's notorious for this.
Yeah. I really am notorious for this because every time I go to a wrestling event, everybody asks me, like, yo, can we get backstage? And every arena in the tri-state area, I know the way to get backstage. And I'm telling you, I know it for the Barclays. I know it for the Prudential Center. I know it for the Garden. I know all 3 of those backstage entryways in which I've been multiple times.
They are literally going to have a picture outside all these entrances.
Yes, they definitely have to.
Stop this man, please.
They definitely have to. So, I'm like, you know what? Justin, let's go. And he's like, what? What do we got to do? I was like, just follow me. So I'm a big Devil fan. That's where the Devils play. We're at the Prudential Center here in Newark. So I know exactly the way to get right into the Devils locker room, the away locker room, because I've done it like 4 times already. I actually walked into a Devils game versus Islanders, and I walked inside to the locker room while they're getting changed, and it was pretty awkward, but funny.
It was pretty awkward.
So we go past a couple of security guards, whatever, no big deal. So we get finally to a spot, and it's either left to go to like the production room or right to go like behind the ring. So we go right, we go behind the ring, behind the Titantron, sorry. So we're walking through a bunch of backstage stuff, like the ring equipment, turnbuckles, production equipment. We walk through, we go into a bathroom. I was like, okay, I know exactly where they are right now. They're right to the left here. So Justin's like, no way. So we go out, we go to the door. We see Renee Young getting her makeup done, or whatever. We see a bunch of women
she was getting her makeup
like Carmella and...
No, Carmella was in the ring.
Carmella was in the ring.
It was just Renee Young.
Renee Young and someone else, some other girl.
I saw a girl. I don't know who it was, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah, whatever. So we saw Renee Young getting her makeup done. So I was like, you know what? Let's get out of here. It's getting hot because people are running in and out. We're like, shit. So we just get out of there. Then we go to the production way, in which we walked into the Talking Smack room.
Which was awesome.
It was awesome.
So awesome.
We were inside the Talking Smack room, and I have video to prove it. So it was great. So then we walked out. Gets better though. We walked out, went back to our seats, and then you could...
Alexa Bliss and Carmella win via pinfall. No one gives a fuck about women's tag matches because it's not a tag team division, so who cares? Anyway, then they cut a promo, Becky Lynch and... what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, so Carmella cuts a promo against whatever, both of them, and it was great, fantastic, awesome. Carmella's great, I love her. Alexa Bliss is better, I love her. Nikki Bella is fine. She's okay.
She's hot.
She's a great ass. And,
tits.
Yeah. And, Becky Lynch is awesome. So, also love her. Okay, so
she's
now we have American Alpha versus the Spirit Squad, a Survivor Series qualifier. Pretty much just a squash match. American Alpha wins. Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah, thank God. Now we have Miz TV. Now here we start getting to the decently good part of the show. Dan and Bryan comes out. They announce the roster for the
roster.
The roster. The people.
The rooster.
The rooster.
The rooster.
The
Team
SmackDown.
Thank you, Team SmackDown.
Jesus.
Yeah, the people on Team SmackDown. I can't think of the words.
Roster.
Right now.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been at work all day. I'm tired. But so they announce it all. Do I have the names written down here?
It's Baron Corbin, not the Miz. Sorry, it's Baron Corbin. AJ
I have
Styles,
it.
Dean Ambrose.
Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, and AJ Styles. Now, The Miz is like...
Wait, you didn't pick me?
The Miz is like, wait, you didn't pick me? And he's like, no. And he's like, did you even consider me? And Bryan's like, no. And he's like, we need people who will fight on my terms. Then The Miz is like, he calls him a pussy pretty much. And then Daniel Bryan throws a chair, and that was that. And that was a good segment, though. It was actually a really good segment. I loved it. Now, Daniel Bryan announces Dolph Ziggler's Open Challenge. And who comes out but motherfucking Curt Hawkins?
Obviously, Curt Hawkins.
Why did Curt Hawkins come out? I don't care.
It was hilarious that he lost by just one super kick.
Yeah, so he gets in Baron Corbin. Curt Hawkins is like, he's warming up a little bit. Dolph Ziggler, the bell rings, Dolph Ziggler literally super kicks him, 1, 2, 3, pin. And then he extends the Open Challenge to every superstar on Raw. So at Survivor Series, we're going to have a SmackDown versus Raw Intercontinental match.
Great.
Great.
Didn't see that coming. Great.
Maybe even what I was thinking, maybe Roman Reigns does the same thing, and we have not a unification, but we have a belt for belt match.
That would be badass.
It would be very badass.
Or we could see Jericho fighting for it, in which that'd be great.
That would be even greater.
Yeah.
If the title
Jericho
switched.
versus Ziggler right now, oh, perfect.
It would be perfect.
The problem with that is Roman is on Team Raw.
True.
That is true, but you're right. That wouldn't happen.
Then
you're right. That wouldn't happen at all. I didn't even think about that.
Is Jericho on Team Raw?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
Jericho, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, and then
Braun Strowman,
and then
mystery guy.
Oh, yeah. It's probably like Seth Rollins or something.
Yeah, it's probably Rollins. So we'll see. We'll see who comes out.
No,
see who comes out for
fighting Lesnar. Anyway, I thought that was awesome. Curt Hawkins is a great wrestler, but his gimmick right now is atrocious. And I thought that was a good segment though, because Ziggler just fucking abused him. Right. Then we had Bray. We had Randy Orton actually joining officially the Wyatt family, and they did some. He says, "Bray, you are God," and then his eyes flicker with a demonic light, and it was really dumb. But that entire segment was stupid. But whatever. So Randy Orton officially part of the Wyatts. Okay.
Interesting.
Moving on. Now we have the Usos versus the Headbangers.
Ugh.
Another Survivor Series qualifier. Usos pick up the win. Stupid. No one cares.
Team SmackDown is definitely going to win in the women's match and in the tag team match. But probably not the men's match.
No way.
But definitely the tag team and the women's.
Alright, now we have the main event, AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. So, James Ellsworth the entire time was begging Dean to let him at ringside. Dean was like, fuck that. Then Dean locks him out of the arena. It's a decent match. There was actually a couple really good spots there. Like there was one where Ambrose does like a weird drop kick when AJ's on the ropes, and it was like he fell off the ropes. It was cool, and Ambrose dives off the turnbuckle outside the ring, tackles him like on into the crowd and shit. It was actually really cool. I actually thought the match was really good. Then James Ellsworth comes down.
Comes down twice.
AJ attacks James. Dean intercepts a phenomenal forearm and into a Dirty Deeds, right?
Yes, kicked him into Dirty Deeds.
And then Dean pins him. So, it was actually a really good match. Here's my problem here. I love James Ellsworth. I like this whole feud thing with Dean Ambrose and James and AJ. I actually like the whole thing. I think it's awesome. First week, James Ellsworth pins AJ Styles, which I thought was funny. It was whatever. You know what I mean? Like it was pretty funny because like
it's a big hat. It's funny.
Exactly, because it was pretty much all Dean.
Yes. That's
why it was funny, because it wasn't James Ellsworth pinning AJ Styles. Dean Ambrose Dirty Deeds him, and it was Dean Ambrose pretty much going over instead of. It's pretty much you could have replaced James Ellsworth with any superstar, and it would have been the same thing, right? Second match, AJ wins because he gets super kicked again, or no chin music. Sorry. By James, and it's a DQ. So Dean doesn't get that shot, right?
Right.
That's great, because even though AJ still got attacked by James Ellsworth, AJ won. So it still makes him look strong because he still won the match, right? This week, now Dean Ambrose wins because of James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth winning because of Dean Ambrose is different, because Dean Ambrose is a superstar. Mm-hmm. And he's a real wrestler, James Ellsworth. I'm not saying he's a real wrestler, but he's not a superstar. Now, James Ellsworth just put Dean Ambrose over on AJ.
Yes.
Which, to me, is disrespectful. That's because AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers of all time, and I will say that. And if anybody wants to argue with me, they're more than welcome. But look at AJ's shit in TNA, look at his shit in all the indies, and look at his shit in New Japan. And AJ, especially in New Japan, is absolutely fantastic. And look at what he's done in the WWE in a year. He is literally, he's phenomenal. He's the phenomenal one.
That's very, we know that. But the only thing, I totally agree with you that he shouldn't put Dean Ambrose over AJ Styles. James Ellsworth shouldn't. But it was in a very accidental type clumsy way. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a clean,
But it doesn't matter because it still happened.
No, I know it still happened.
At the end of the day, Dean Ambrose pins AJ, the champion, AJ Styles, because of Jay. If Dean won clean or even dirty, if there was a heel turn, I don't care that AJ lost. I care the reason why AJ lost. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm actually a James Ellsworth fan. I think he's really funny. I think he's awesome. But I really dislike the absolute disrespect that WWE showed AJ Styles yesterday. I really don't like it. I don't like it at all. To me, because I think he's one of the best of all time, and even if he wasn't, if freaking anybody, if Jey Uso was the WWE champion and James Ellsworth puts Dean Ambrose over Jey Uso, like, it's still disrespectful to the champion to me. That's just my opinion. You don't have a jobber make someone else go over the champion for no reason whatsoever, just to have another Dean Ambrose AJ Styles match that we've seen again, one of those things we've seen 1,000 times.
Yes, exactly. I do agree, but also it's just James Ellsworth, and he annoys me, but he's the most over, so can't really say much.
Anybody else have any any input there?
No.
Nothing. All right, well that's SmackDown. Even though I was there, thoroughly did not enjoy this show whatsoever. I give it a 4, 5, maybe.
I agree with you. I didn't really enjoy SmackDown this week either.
I give it a 5. I feel like everything, I don't know.
I'll give it a 6.5 just because I was there.
I'm not even going to go that far. Yeah. Anyway, so now we have stories.
Some point, no. We missed something, that the dark match was absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So this is after SmackDown now. The dark match after SmackDown, not before.
Yeah,
after.
After SmackDown. We snuck into the floor seats. We sat row 3 or 4 for this match. And this match was the Miz.
No, we were way closer than that. Because we were in row 4 when we were sitting in our seats, and we snuck into the lettered ones.
No, I'm saying the floor seats. Yeah, we were row 4 from the ring.
Yeah, we were in the 4th row from the ring, but it wasn't row 4. They don't know. People don't know the stadium anyway, but
yeah, it was just 4 rows from the ring.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
it was like row 2B or something.
Yeah, so who cares? 4 rows, 2B, same shit. We were like 4 rows from the ring. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, and this match was great. They had Miz and Maurice. Maurice got thrown out. This match was pay-per-view quality. Everybody was hyped up. Everybody was going nuts.
Fantastic match.
There was a bunch of near counts. There was super kicks everywhere. There was the skull crushing finale.
And Dolph did a sweet. He didn't even do a super kick. He did a sweet chin music to end the match, and it was fucking awesome.
It was great. It was such a good match. It got everyone hyped up, and it was just awesome. I wish they could put that on or something. That should have been in the show or in a pay-per-view or something like that, because it was absolutely amazing.
If they can put matches on like that and like in dark matches, why can't they just do that on the actual show?
They're just preserving whatever.
But they're not preserving anything because they're still wrestling.
Yeah.
They're literally like...
But just not televising it.
Yeah, like what happens if The Miz gets hurt during that match, right? Like, why wouldn't they have just televised it? Doesn't that make so much more sense?
Exactly.
Like, dark matches can be good. I'm not saying they're not supposed to be, because they are. There's no reason if they're not going to be good.
Yeah.
But every match can have that quality.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that was some stories. So we walk out of the arena, and we're waiting to meet everybody or just see. So Jimmy and Jey Uso walk past us. It was cool, whatever. Then we see American Alpha come out. So we got a picture with American Alpha. They were awesome. We asked Chad Gable to take the picture, and he was like, yeah, let me just throw my stuff in my car. I was like, okay.
I thought he was going to GS.
They walked across the parking lot, and I was like, okay, they're definitely not coming back. And they literally walked across the parking lot, put their stuff in the car, and walked back to us to take the picture.
They were really cool. We talked to them for like maybe a couple minutes.
It was honestly
they
awesome.
Were really, really genuine.
Check our Instagram for the picture because it's going to be up there.
Yeah. We also met Kurt Hawkins.
Which was,
it was
great. He actually stayed and talked to us for like a minute. He was really cool. He had a stupid little man bun.
We were sitting next to Jack Swagger the whole time.
Literally standing next to Jack Swagger's car while he's sitting there on his phone, and I had no idea until I turned around and went, oh.
Also got a photo with Alexa Bliss.
And James Ellsworth.
The best part of that is that AJ Styles locked his keys in his car. So he was standing there for about an hour. And everybody was just laughing at him, and he was just making a joke out of it, like talking to the fans or whatever, and it was just awesome. It was a funny experience.
I don't recall that same experience at all.
Really? I thought it was funny.
I thought it was hysterical, but he didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah, he was talking to the guys, and like the guys that were hovering over him.
Yeah, the security.
No, the guys that were on that one fence that his car was
I don't know. I don't know. He didn't really.
He didn't really take photos because there's a bunch of people, but he was talking. He was just making a joke out of it. He wasn't really pissed.
Yeah, well, he definitely felt like an idiot there.
He felt like an idiot.
He literally closed his keys in his trunk, and everyone's done it before. It's funny. It was just really funny because I was like, the second he closed his trunk and he checked his pocket, I was like, his keys are in the trunk right now.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no one's paying attention. He just wants to get out of there because there's literally a bunch of bumbling idiots like drooling over him. And not saying I wasn't one of those bumbling idiots because I was, but like nonetheless, it's still it was funny. It was really funny, but so that's a good AJ Styles story. So yeah, he took a picture. We saw Carmella, saw Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, we
saw Becky Lynch, and then
that was pretty much it.
Oh, and Dean Ambrose too.
Yeah,
walked past us a bunch of times. Got in the car with Jack Swagger and didn't wait for his girlfriend to finish talking smack. Thought that was a little weird.
It was funny. So the only news I have for this week in wrestling just came out is that The Undertaker will be appearing on the next SmackDown, the 900th episode. Yes.
Which is crazy.
This is going to be great.
Do you know where it is?
It's in Milwaukee. I don't know, something like that. Something stupid. But this could possibly set up the Kane Undertaker crap for Mania.
It's not going to.
Not going to. But The Undertaker will be back. And we will talk to you about it next week on Shoes and Ladders. Justin, hit him with a notch. What'd I say?
You said shoes and ladders.
Shoes and ladders. Yeah.
Yo, we're a bunch of idiots today. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, guys. So that was an episode of Shoots and Ladders.
Was that the fourth or third? Third. Nice.
Yeah, third. I mean, it was a pretty jam packed. We kind of ran through all this shit. It was like jam packed episode today, but I don't know. I thought Raw, SmackDown, Hell in a Cell. I thought SmackDown sucked, but Raw and Hell in a Cell was actually pretty good.
Good week in wrestling.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what I have to say.
Yeah, except for SmackDown because it really blew ass.
Good week.
But
I like blowing ass.
Sure. Yes. Anyway, so my name's Justin. That's Nick. That's the champ, and and that's Joe. And I guess we'll see you next week. Yeah.
See you next week
for episode 4 of Shoots and Ladders. And Nick just shot a rubber band at Joe. Anyway, guys, talk to you later.